Hi, it's David here, and today I'm going to talk to you about a guitar. This is not just any guitar, this is what I personally believe might well be the best kept secret in high-end guitars. Now, when I first got interested in purchasing one of these, like most of you would, I hunted around for some reviews. I looked for finding out what other people thought of it, so I went on YouTube and nothing. I went on to gear forums and nothing. I went to social media and nothing. And I couldn't find anything about this guitar. I spoke to the distributor about this and they confirmed there are no reviews out there for this particular guitar. So I bought one. I bought it, and after spending some time with it, I couldn't figure it out. Because this is not just a good guitar. This is quite possibly the best guitar I've ever played. And I've been a professional guitarist for nearly 20 years. I've played a lot of guitars. And yet this one, with no reviews, no chatter online, nobody seems to be talking about this at all, seems to be one of the best I've ever come across. So first of all, let's find out what it is. And then let's find out why. So this is it. What I believe represents the best kept secret in high-end guitar today, the Shijie PD Pegasus 10th Anniversary Master Build Limited Edition. I want to thank Mark at Shijie UK for pointing me towards the 10th Anniversary series when I asked for something special for my first artist guitar. After looking into the 10th Anniversary series, they represent the absolute top quality and craftsmanship that Shijie have ever offered. They came out with some S-types, they came out with some T-types, they came out with some other Superstrat styles, all of which are limited edition, all of which are absolutely incredible quality. But the one that I chose was this one, the PD Pegasus, in an amber burst finish. If you want to see and hear this guitar in action, I recommend you check out my Hot Club of Paris playthrough video, which you can find on my channel if you click it just down below. And while you're there, you may as well also hit that like and subscribe button. It really does make a huge difference for small channels like mine, and I really appreciate every single one. With that said, let's take a look at this guitar in a little more detail. Let's talk about the specs. So The first spec that I want to talk about is the 24.6-inch scale length. Now this is slightly shorter than you would find on a lot of other Super Strat style guitars. However, this does mean that when you're reaching for things like, everything is just that little bit closer, just a little bit smoother, just that little bit easier to reach, which when you're on a stage as a professional player, you appreciate every tiny little bit of help that you can get that makes your job easier. So that's part of the reason that I ordered this guitar. I really wanted to try that 24.6-inch scale length, and I wanted to see exactly how good a Shijie guitar could possibly be. This was recommended to me by Mark. Thank you, Mark, at Shijie UK, when I said I wanted the best of the best at Shijie. So he recommended one of the Master Series. This is the one we ended up on. And yeah, I've got to say, he was absolutely right. Best guitar I've ever played, I think. So let's talk about some of the other things. We've talked about the scale length, so while we're hovering around the neck, the other thing I want to point out, which very rarely gets a mention in these kind of videos, is the USA stainless steel frets. Now the frets themselves, I'm sure, are very good. However, I want to take a moment just to point out exactly how well these frets have been installed. Stainless steel is notoriously difficult for working with. You can ask any luthier or any guitar builder, they will tell you exactly how difficult it is to work with stainless steel. However, the level of polish, the level of smoothness of these frets is absolutely insane. The amount of hours that must have been put into working these frets to make them just as good as they could possibly be, I don't even want to contemplate. So I just wanted to point that out and just say this is some of the best fretwork I've ever seen on any instrument. Not at a particular price point or anything like that, because this is quite a high price point guitar. We're talking, I think it's around $2,700 US dollars at the time of purchase. So we're talking probably around about £2,000-ish, depending on exchange rate. So we're talking high-end guitars, but there are a lot more expensive instruments that are not as well built and don't have the same level of attention to detail. So we are talking guitars well into custom shop and above territory. This is absolutely incredible fretwork. Never seen anything better. So great work, Shijie, on that. While we're hovering around the neck area, we're also going to talk about a couple of other things. We have a roasted quarter sawn Canadian maple neck with a rosewood fingerboard and luminous starry sky inlays. Yes, some of these stars do indeed glow in the dark, and yes, it is fun. I do like it. It looks lovely. It's nice when you're on a dark stage and you can just see a little bit of a glow coming from your guitar. It just looks lovely. Another inlay that we have that I'm going to point out is the 12th fret Pegasus inlay. I'm going to include a close-up shot of that just to highlight again the level of attention to detail in this area. The inlay has been really carefully, really precisely inlaid. So again, that's great work for all the guys at Shijie. Thank you very much for your attention to detail right there. We have a bone nut and we have the Shijie locking tuners, which are absolutely great. Amazing quality, they hold tune really well and they lock, which is an important feature for me. I need quick string changes. I need things to be as smooth as possible when I'm on stage. So, great work. We have a one-piece swamp ash body with a maple top. We have a Goto 510 TSFE1 bridge. Goto bridge. We know what we're expecting with a Goto bridge. Absolutely great. Holds its tune really well. You can use it, you can whammy bar it. You can set it decked, you can set it to float, you can do whatever you like with it. It actually flutters really nicely as well. So, works really well on that front. We have JT Ribeloff hand-wound pickups. We're going to come back to these in a little bit and we're going to give you some of the sounds. But they are insanely good as well. Really good, really high quality pickups. We have a three-way pickup selector combined with a coil split on the tone control. We have an amber burst finish. This is also available with a pick guard. This one doesn't come with a pick guard, purely by preference. We have a 12-inch fingerboard radius and 42mm nut width, bolt-on neck with a soft C profile. And I just want to point out as well just how smooth that neck joint is. Really great access to the top frets, particularly combined with the 24.6-inch scale length, make this a really, really easy instrument to play. So that deals with the specs. Oh, while we're on the back, I also want to take a little moment just to point out the matching wood cavity covers. It's a lovely little addition. It makes the back of the guitar look really nice, really slick. So yeah, great thought, great addition there. Noticed, and I wanted to point it out to you guys as well. So that brings us to the end of the spec. Let's have a listen to how it sounds. So that's it. We've taken a look at some of the specs, we've listened to some of the sounds, and to close out this video, I want to talk a little bit about Shijie guitars as a brand. Now, I'm sure some of you have come across Shijie guitars already, perhaps through my own channel, maybe somebody like Philip McKnight, or perhaps you've just stumbled across them during a YouTube guitar demo video somewhere. But I'm hoping that the vast majority of you have actually never heard of Shijie guitars before at all. That was my goal when I set out to do the video. I didn't want to put up a title saying, here's my new Shijie guitar, or here's a review of my new Shijie, because I wanted to grab the attention of people who didn't know the brand, and to perhaps raise a little bit of awareness about this small guitar company in China who are making some of the best guitars that I've ever played in my professional career. Now, if you have any questions about Shijie, my Shijie guitar in general, I've got a few other Shijies as well. If you've got a question for me about anything, please do pop it in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer it and happy to help in any way that I can. Also, if you've made it this far, thank you very much. It really does make a difference on my channel. And if you've managed to do that, please do also hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because again, this is all appreciated and makes such a huge difference on a small channel like mine. So again, any comments, any questions, please put them down below. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Other than that, I shall see you guys next time.